Hi everyone! We've briefly covered different file types used in this class and how to upload them through Canvas. Now, let's take a few minutes to explore different ways to save files in Photoshop. Remember, your Photoshop file has the extension of PSD. These are large layered files. When you need to save a flattened version of your file for this class, it will usually be a JPEG and sometimes a PNG or a PNG. A PNG is also a screenshot. What's the difference between them? A JPEG is a lossy file. That means information is lost when you save it. And that will make the file smaller. Smaller file size might be really important when downloading files or viewing them on the web. When you save as a JPEG, Photoshop will ask you to choose the quality. The higher quality you choose means that more original photo or file information will be saved. That translates to a better looking image. Lower quality means more original information thrown out. Saving a JPEG at too low of a quality, though, will degrade it to the point where you can see artifacts. You've probably all seen a photo on the web that has those little funky blocky haloed edges. That might be a low quality JPEG. Every time you save a JPEG, information is lost. This means it's really important to go back to the original Photoshop file to make changes. A PNG is a lossless file, meaning you won't lose information when you save it. Keep in mind that a PNG is flattened, so it will be smaller than a Photoshop file that has a bunch of layers in it. However, Photoshop won't throw out pixels like it would a JPEG. The more pixels Photoshop throws out, the less information it has to remember in that flattened file. So a PNG is usually larger than a JPEG. Now, let's take a look at how to save JPEGs and PNGs in Photoshop. I'm going to show you several different options. You can choose whatever one makes sense to you, and just keep the others in the back of your mind should you ever need them in the future. So here's my Photoshop file. I have several layers over here. Want to save it as a JPEG? Go up to File, Save As, and in the drop-down menu, Options, I choose JPEG. Click my Save button. Here's my JPEG options, and I can choose 0. That's going to give me a small file, little over 86K. If I come up to a large file, it's around 1 megabyte, quite a bit larger. And I don't know if you guys can see the difference in here between the petals. When it's a small file or a large file, you might have to do it yourself to check it out. So I'm going to choose the options that I want. Generally speaking, if I'm going to save a JPEG, I'll save it around 10. Click OK. And it's going to throw it on my desktop. To save a PNG, I do the exact same thing. File, Save As. In my drop-down, choose PNG. Click Save. Now, my options when I want a PNG are small, medium, and large. Do you remember when I told you that PNGs don't throw away information? So in this case, it's not actually throwing out information, it's the compression. It's how much is it going to compress this file, so how fast is it going to save it. It will save the same quality. If I'm in a hurry, then I might choose the large file because it's just going to save it really fast, but my file size will be larger than choosing the smallest file size. Okay, click OK. And I'm done. Another way to save an optimized file. File, instead of Save As, come down to Export, Export As, and I'm going to get some options. These options are similar to what we used to use in the Save for Web panel. Looks like they kind of replace it. what this does is allow you to compare a couple of different files next to each other. So export as, I'm going to come in here and make these a little bit larger so I can see the petals. See if I can show you the difference between the files. I'm clicking on the left side where it says format JPEG. I'm going to keep that quality 1%. That's going to be a very low quality JPEG. And then I'm going to click in the right hand side to select this image in the right side. And I'm going to choose 100% quality. What I see in front of me is a flower image on the right that looks pretty good and a flower image on the left that's pretty degraded. Clicking on the left and looking at the information down below it, I've got 59 kilobytes. The JPEG on the right side, the larger quality, is 1.1 megabytes. Now I want to move it back to kind of where it was. I kind of lost that. Okay, so I want to compare it to a ping. With the image on the right side clicked, I'm going to choose the ping option. This means that it is the same quality going out as coming in. I'm not losing any information. My file size is 2.4 megabytes. To save it, I choose whichever image it is that I want. So I would either click on the left or I would click on the right and click export and save it. And in this case, again, my selection is to throw it on my desktop. Okay, and one more way to save files. We may never use this in this class. In fact, we probably won't. However, as a graphic designer, you will probably use it in the future. It's pretty cool. It's fairly new in regards to Photoshop, and it works like this. Instead of choosing File, Save As, or File, Export, I can rename layers, and as long as they have an appropriate extension, Photoshop will automatically create a folder and save files in the folder that are named with the proper extension. So let me show you how it's done. If I come over my top layer, I'm going to name this flowers.jpg. And let me come down to this next image. I'm going to call it butterfly.jpg. Go up to File, Generate, Image Assets. I'm selecting Image Assets. When I do that, did you notice the change that happened here? Photoshop created a folder. If I open the folder, there's automatically a file called butterfly.jpg and another one, flowers.jpg. That's these layers. Now, there's a whole bunch more stuff that Generate Image Assets does. It's really, really cool. And I'll provide a link in this Canvas page if you want to look into it further. But I just wanted to give you a heads up on that because it is really cool. But with that said, you will probably be simply saving a layered file as a flattened file through the Save As or Export As method for this class. Okay, guys, thank you.